Welcome back to the Black Riflemen's organization. This is your brother from another mother coming at you today with something I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm still working on my lighting, so please forgive me if this video seems a little bit dark. Up top there, my trusty rifle. And if you're not familiar with the weapon that I run, that is a Ruger AR-556. And I've got it with Magpul furniture on it, and it's got the stock rear flip-up sight that comes with the rifle, and on the side there is mounted I believe that light is a 300 lumens or candle power, whatever you want to call it, light from Phoenix. Very inexpensive. I put about 1,000 rounds, maybe a little bit more, through the rifle with that light on the gun, and the light still functions just fine. What is this particular video about? I got a thing for magazines, and I've been wanting to do a video that addresses that. Now, if you're looking here on the display area here, you see, what do we have here? 3, 6, 7 different magazine types. Now that first one there, that is a Magpul Generation 2. As a matter of fact, the first 3 are all Gen 2. But I got them because I like the differences in the color. Now for me, one thing about shooting a rifle, besides its obvious use, is just the fact that some of these guns look great. The aesthetics of the AR series rifle can be adjusted to match the individual user's taste, and the magazine is very much part of the rifle's appearance. For me, magazines on a gun are similar to what type of wheels and so forth that you have on your car. They change the entire appearance of the weapon. That's just kind of how I see it. Now, first off here, you've got this Gen 2 magazine. I'll pick that up and show it to you. Hope you guys can see that. Oh boy, that one has got some ammunition in it. Nice. Now, the Gen 2s have a bottom plate that can be removed, as do all of them. That's if you're in a free state, mind you. Now, if you're in California, then you can't take those plates off. They are riveted in place, and the magazines are 10 rounds only. But if you're in a free state, then you can take that bottom plate off of there. Now, the difference between the Gen 2 and the Gen 3, I don't know if you can see that there. Let's see here. Yes, that magazine will slide to the right, and it's a different shape than the Gen 3 magazines. Now, the Gen 3 mags have, and here you can see, there you go, that's nice and bright. You can see that rivet on there. That makes it a 10-round magazine. Yeah, thanks, California. Now this is a Gen 3, and it's kind of bone colored. What's neat about this is you can run this as a sandy kind of a color here, or you can paint these because they're kind of a primer color, so you can paint this. Now if you look at this one, the slide, or should I say, pardon me, the plate on the bottom, you can remove it. It's a different shape, and consequently, between a Gen 3 and a Gen 2, you can't change that bottom plate there. Now, let's see if you guys can see that. Let's see if we can get that to focus. No, you can't get that to focus there. I'm sorry. If you have your magazine, you can look on it, and you will see right there where it says PMag. And even though this is a 10-round magazine, it's going to say PMag 30 AR M4. And then right beneath that, it's got Gen, or as in Generation M3. And the older ones will say Gen as in Generation M2. Now, if you look at these two magazines side by side, you can see the one on the right has an extension that keeps you from seating the magazine too deeply in the mag well. The Gen 2s don't have that on the back. The design as far as the texture of the magazine is very, very similar, but you can see that the two bottom plates are definitely very, very different. The Gen 2s are a little bit more heavy. To my understanding, the material is tougher material, and they last longer in the field. Now, this mag here, I got this. This came in a kit of different AR parts, and I didn't want to buy the kit because I didn't like the other material that it came with. But the mag itself is an aftermarket manufacturer took Magpul Gen 2 magazines and gave them a carbon fiber treatment. A little bit of bling for your rifle if you like that kind of stuff. I like the way it looks. It's kind of cool. Again, this is just about magazine aesthetics. So you can see here those Gen 2s, the first ones, 1, 2, and 3 right here. Same magazine, just different colors. Green, flat dark earth, carbon fiber. And then you get to Gen 3, and they come in a paintable flat kind of color there. I call that bone. Some will just call it an off-white. Then you got the standard black mag. This one here's got some ammunition in it. And yeah, if you got mags in your house, it's better to keep them full of ammunition. Different guys do it different ways. Some guys will only run 25 and 30 round magazine if they have access to that. Some guys will run 28. Some will run the full 30. Again, if you live in California, you've only got 10 rounds in the mag anyway, so you got to get your mag changes down pat. Now, if you look here, a buddy of mine introduced me to these magazines. This is Lancer, and it's a polymer body, but it has steel feed lips there. You can see that. Now, the Lancer magazine is a different design. These parts are not interchangeable to my knowledge. My rifle likes them. I have a hex mag around here somewhere. I'm not sure where that thing is at, but my rifle does not like hex mag magazines, does not feed from them well. It won't take the first round out of the magazine. Once it cycles, it'll run the mag, but it won't take the first round out. So that's a practice failure mag. I put that mag in there and run it so I can practice my failure drills and so forth. This magazine here, this is a fun one. This is a military issue magazine. This one here has the, let's see, yeah, that's got the anti-tilt follower in there. Now, if you have these, you can actually get anti-tilt followers from Magpul to go in there. But if you have the brown follower on your magazine, then the Magpul anti-tilt followers won't fit in there. Okay, that the brown follower is the military's version of the anti-tilt. But if you have the green or the black follower, I've got a couple of those laying around here as well also, then you can switch those out with a Magpul anti-tilt follower. And I believe this is aluminum. I like it because these ones, as they age, you can see they get a little character to them. And when you slap them in the weapon, they just kind of have a vintage look to them. Again, my rifle has run every magazine you see on the display area here in front of you, and runs them all flawlessly. Now, the rifle and the weapon is a 20-round magazine, and interestingly enough, even though in California the only legal magazine is a 10-round magazine, if you have a local gun store, then they will probably be able to get you what are referred to as 1030s, like this magazine here. This is a 10-round magazine, but it is the same size as a 30-round magazine. Now, what makes that nice is if you live in California and then move to a free state, then you can simply go ahead and modify the magazine so that it goes back to its standard 30-round capacity. And this magazine here that's in the weapon is also a 10-round magazine, but it's the 20-round size. I like that magazine size when shooting prone or shooting from a rest, because it's a little bit shorter, but it gives you an opportunity to get a lot of rounds down range before magazine changes. So each of these magazines kind of have their own little flavor. And again, for me, these magazines, as you see them, are just another way to enjoy your weapon, to enjoy your rifle. I don't wear the same shoes every day. I change shoes depending on what kind of clothing that I'm wearing or what activity I'm involved in. When I go shoot, I run different magazines to be familiar with them, because even though they all do the same thing, they're manufactured a little bit differently. The Marines, to my understanding, have now gone to the Magpul Gen 3 with the window in the magazine. I haven't acquired any of those yet, but I want to get a few. Just haven't had the opportunity to pick any of those up. Those are harder to find in the 10-round configuration. But these are just some of the magazines that I have for this particular weapon, and they show the variety of magazines that you have access to if you decide to shoot. And each one gives the weapon a little bit of a different appearance. Again, it's just about the aesthetics of the weapon. I think that although any weapon is great, a good-looking weapon is better, particularly if it's a good-looking weapon that is reliable. And the AR-15 is definitely not only a good-looking weapon aesthetically, but it has proven itself in many, many combat theaters over many, many decades to be a relatively reliable weapon. The key with this gun is I keep my gun really clean. As a matter of fact, as you see it in front of you right now, is the first time that I've ever brought it home from shooting and not cleaned it. And it's kind of an experiment. I'm going to leave it dirty and take it and run it, get it grimier and dirtier, and see how dirty I can get it before it doesn't work anymore. And then I'll go ahead and clean it at that point in time. Well, I know I kind of rambled on this video, but I do hope that you got some information out of it. And again, I'm just a magazine collector, so I thought I'd show you that today. Get out there, learn how to use your weapon, shoot it, and if you find aspects about it that you can change and modify just for the fun of it, as long as the weapon continues to be reliable, experiment with that. You want to change your handguard or your buttstock or your grip or whatever it is. Those devices are designed, ergonomically to fit different people. I like the adjustable stock because the weapon can be used by my wife and I with a quick adjustment. But once we have her rifle up to speed, I'm going to switch over to a permanent stock, a non-adjustable stock. And I know one of the ones that the military uses is actually longer than this stock is, fully extended. And I can use that. I've got relatively long arms, and I like to be able to use my weapon without being all over the doggone thing. So once again, thank you for watching. This is the Black Riflemen's Organization and channel. If you like what you see, subscribe. And I'd like to remind you to stay strong, vigilant, and prayed up.